Hello and welcome to our Pirate video specials as we go on our travels to follow the Pirates into the 2004 League playoffs. Well, we're here at Monmore Green Stadium for the first leg. It's the home of the Wolverhampton Wolves, and now after everything that the Pirates have done in the 2004 season, it's going to come down to 30 heats of cut and thrust action with these top two teams in the league playing off for honours. Stay with us. Yes, for the second year running, Pirates have made it through to the playoff finals. Last year, we followed them on their travels to Coventry, where they won at home and away to collect the silverware. But for a team to win back-to-back titles, well, that takes something really special.
Well, that's right. I mean, we did an exceptional year last year, winning all the trophies. But as we all know, everyone tries to shoot down the teams that are at the top. And we've maybe felt extra pressure this year. But we've done the job in finishing top of the league. But as we all know, we've still got the difficult job to do tonight. If we can do a containing job on Wolverhampton, we're confident that we can complete the job at Poole. But Wolverhampton ride this track particularly well, and our team will have to be on top form.
The playoffs obviously constitute something of a controversial end to the season. And obviously the Pirates have done everything they needed to during the season. Are you still very much in favour of the playoffs to finish up with? How do you feel now?
It's difficult for us. I mean, yes, we are in favour of the playoffs, but maybe as a separate competition, because obviously the die-hard Speedway fans want to see you crown league champions after completing all your league matches. But this playoff system now has become part and parcel of our sport, and also part and parcel of several other sports as well. So we have to go along with it, and we know that it works particularly well for Sky Television, and they're going to get fantastic coverage again out of these last two meetings.
Well, as hard as it is then to win back-to-back titles, I can tell you that it hasn't been an easy season, and it's been far from plain sailing for the Pirate ship this year.
No, that's right. Obviously, you know, the shock news that Tony wanted to pull out of England was a bit of a blow to everybody, and fortunately Ryan stepped into the breach and, you know, done a great job. But I think by his own admission, not as good as he'd like to have done. And then, as I say, again, he's injured now, so it's a bit of a problem.
Of course, halfway through the year, we saw the changes in the middle order of the team. Matej FERJAN coming in, and with Krzysztof returning to the side as well, Krzysztof KASPRZAK, that really was probably a turning point for the Pirates.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Jason Lyons, you know, he's a class rider, but it's just for some reason he couldn't get it together down at Poole, and you know, he's very, very disappointed. And again, you know, young Davey, I mean, it's a shame for Davey because Davey is a very capable rider, and he didn't get a chance at reserve where I think he probably would have shone. But you know, we had to make changes, and their riders, they know that we had to do it, and we did it for the best of the team.
Now, towards the end of the season, we saw the Pirates struggling a little bit away from home. Do you really think now that with the break that they've had, the chance perhaps even to relax a little bit, are they really ready now for this, which is the most important 2 matches of their season so far?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, yeah, we have had a couple of bad meetings away from home, and say maybe that's the kick up the arse they need. You know, I've had a serious talk, and I'm going to have a chat with them in a minute in the changing rooms. And I think the key thing tonight is for us to just hold position, is to not lose silly points. You know, if somebody's in front of you and you know you're not going to catch them, protect the position you have so that we can take it down the pool.
Well, now that the Pirates have made it to the final hurdle, I'm sure that everyone will want to look at the past performances between these two sides, and that makes some pretty interesting reading.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously the first time we met up here, the ties finished even over, I think it was, 10 points separated each team each time. And, obviously they want to run off. Michael beat Bjarne. Just one of those things. The second time we got the better of them by 8 points, I think it was, and Ryan, Anton, Bjarne had excellent meetings. So fingers crossed, those riders, obviously Ryan's not with us tonight, but, the other riders can get their act together, and we know they can do it. It's just which pool team goes out on track tonight. Let's just hope it's a good one.
And you're happy about taking the first leg away from home?
Yeah, happier to take the first leg away from home. Obviously, we need to do some hard work here and try to keep this as close as possible and take them back to pool. God only knows what's going to happen. You never know with this pool team if they're going to be excel or if they're going to be appalling. And I just hope to God that we get them on a good day and we can take them back and beat them at our place.
Now, the worst news of all, of course, came at the weekend when we saw Ryan Sullivan crashing in the Grand Prix, and some pretty nifty footwork, I've got to say, by yourself to bring in Leigh ADAMS to take his place. But just tell us about that, because there's a lot of confusion on the internet about whether or not we were eligible to sign a guest for tonight.
Yeah, we are, of course. Yeah, no, Ryan's our top rider. I think the confusion comes as if it's your top graded rider or your top rider. Well, he happens to be both, so whichever way it was, we could have a rider to replace him. So obviously being a grade 6 meant we could go for any of the other grade 6s, meaning, Lee, Scotty Nichols, Greg Hancock, Jason Crump, that type of guy. But Lee is always first on our first choice with us, having been with him last year. He's so loyal to pool still. I know he wears the Robbins race jacket now, and good luck to them. He's a fantastic asset to them.
Well, good luck tonight, Matt. I know that you'll be riding every race out there with him too.
Absolutely right, yeah. Cheers.
Well, the man perhaps that most of the controversy was about, Ryan Sullivan. Ryan, I have to say, the most unfortunate set of circumstances, and I just don't know what this must mean to you.
It's disappointing, there's not much I can do, really. It's one of those situations. I mean, I really wanted to be here tonight with the boys, and that's why I've driven down here, just to support them. But they've got a great guest in Leigh ADAMS, and I couldn't be here at 100%, and, that's what you have to give when it's a playoff like this.
Well, of course, the injury itself really has finished the season for you. Just tell us about it. We saw it on TV, and obviously it looked pretty painful.
Yeah, I wasn't comfortable. I don't think it's finished my season yet. I haven't given up that easy. I'm icing it, and I'm working on it every day and having treatment, so we'll see. I could be on sooner than everyone expects.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and let's hope that we may even see you in a week's time.
Let's hope so. It's I'm a bit aching all over, and the hand's taken most of the damage, but I don't think it's all that serious.
Good to hear you in a positive frame of mind, and I'm sure you've got plenty to add to the Pirates tonight.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm just here to support and give them some backing. I think they all know what to do, and they all can do it. So I've got confidence in all the boys.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to seeing you back in action soon. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, we're only a few minutes away now from the start of this first leg, so I wonder how the riders are feeling right now.
I'm feeling really good now. Go to the end of the season now, so we really want to have the last meeting away and enjoy the winter.
Well, Wolverhampton is a track that you've excelled at in your previous visits, so you must be looking forward to it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big match tonight, and hopefully we can get here away with some good result.
It's a special feeling this year, this time of the year, because you've done so many meetings, and all of a sudden it's up to 2 meetings. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do through the league, you can finish 5th and still win the title. So it's a special feeling now today, because I feel a bit more nervous and pumped up, so yeah.
We've had some pretty horrendous weather over the last couple of days. You've had a chance to look at the track. How's it faring?
I mean, they have done a brilliant job to make it going today because, like I said, it's been horrible weather for a few days. So I think we should be lucky that we could get it on today.
A little bit nervous, you know, it's quite some pressure on us, and the track is not very good for me, but I will try to do my best, you know, to help, but we will see how the things will go. I hope it will be my best night for that track.
I'm sure that Neil Middleditch has got his own plan. Has he given you an idea of what the target figure is that you need to hit tonight?
Yeah, you know, we want to win, of course, you know, we just need to try our best, but you know, if today will be good, we will be better at pool on Wednesday, or next Monday, sorry. Yeah.
Well, the Wolves too, of course, have had a season-long campaign to get here to the playoffs, and that culminated last week in a semi-final playoff with Ipswich, and that went right down to the wire, in fact to a race-off to decide the outcome in one of the most spectacular and exciting matches witnessed on Sky TV.
Yeah, it was an excellent match. I'm not saying it was so nice to be involved in. It was very tense. Final's a different matter, you know. Nobody wants to lose the final, but if you're in it, you know, it's different. You know, you lost that match against Ipswich, there's nothing, is there, you know? So, very tense and incredible racing. Final's got a lot to live up to.
Well, it has, and I know that both you and Ipswich said that if you could get through that semi-final, you really believe that you can win the final. You still believe that?
I believe so, yeah. Having Leigh ADAMS in tonight is a plus for Poole because he's, I'd say he's one of the best visitors to come here, but we're a strong team, we're strong all the way through, and I think if anybody this season is going to beat Poole, it's going to be us.
And do you think that the fact that you've had such close matches right at the top leading up to this has been a help to you?
I think so, you know, having challenge matches and etc. is okay, but nothing can prepare you for a meeting like this and a meeting like last week, you know, so... But Poole's full of talented professional riders, and they'll be up for it just the same as us.
Well, good luck, whatever the outcome. I know we're going to see some great speedway.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Well, with both teams determined and able to be champions in 2004, the competition for honours could not be closer. However, the only way to decide the outcome is out there on the track, and that's where we're going now, as this opening leg gets underway.
So the first race of this all-important playoff for the Elite League title, the 2004 League Championship playoff here at Monmore Green. We're approximately 200 miles north of our normal filming position here at Wolverhampton, but we're here for this first leg, and race number one just coming into line now. In the first race for the Pirates, on grid one in the white helmet, Bjarne PEDERSEN, his partner Krzysztof KASPRZAK, promoted from reserve into the main lineup at number 2 in yellow and in gate 3. Mikael MAX in red, grid 2, SKORNICKI from grid 4 as they push themselves into that first bend there with great gusto. Bjarne PEDERSEN got a good gate from 1, but Mikael MAX was the master of him with SKORNICKI in third place ahead of Krzysztof KASPRZAK, who seems to be struggling to find his way around the first lap of this Monmore Green track. We've had bucketfuls of rain here over the last 48 hours, but thankfully today the sun has shone and dried the track out to the extent that we've got a race meeting on our hands here. But Mikael MAX, as we expected and as he did 7 days ago against Ipswich in the qualifying playoff match, he was in scintillating form, and here he is with a lap to go, comfortably leading ahead of Bjarne PEDERSEN in second for the Pirates, SKORNICKI third for the Wolves, Krzysztof KASPRZAK. It doesn't really look his sort of track here, very tight and tricky, but the Pirates concede 2 points to their playoff opponents in the first race, with the Wolves taking a 4-2 from Mikael MAX and his partner SKORNICKI. Bjarne PEDERSEN, the all-important second place for the Pirates. We're on to race 2 now, and it's the reserves race. Magnus ZETTERSTROM down in the order to reserve. He could be a trump card tonight. He's going to have to get some sharp gating if he's going to capitalise on his Monmore Green expertise. For the home side, Chris Neath in the red helmet goes from grid 1. On grid 2 for the Pirates, Daniel Davidsson. Grid 3 for Wolves, their flying Scandinavian reserve rider and could be their trump card, Freddie LINDGREN. And completing the lineup on grid 4 in the yellow helmet, we've got the captain for the Pirates, Zorro himself, Magnus ZETTERSTROM. So, crucial race It's containment that's the most important thing with the return leg down at Wimborne Road in 7 days' time. It's vital that the reserves here don't concede maximum points to the Wolves and give them an early advantage. They don't want to get their tails up here because that could be just the wrong thing to happen. So up go the tapes and away they go, and in fact the Wolves do get first from the gate. Chris Neath in the red helmet, Magnus ZETTERSTROM there challenging, but it looks like the Wolves are setting up with some team riding here. Lindgren around the outside, but oh dear, the rider in red, Chris Neath, reared badly on turn 4. Magnus ZETTERSTROM very swiftly through there to capitalise on that into second place. A sharp move by Zora that was, and much needed by the Pirates, who were staring down the battle of a 5-1 reversal. Couldn't possibly do that at this early stage of the proceedings. It would have put them 6 behind. But Magnus here not looking ultra comfortable on turns 1 and 2. And taking it very cautiously there. Out in front then, Freddie LINDGREN for the Wolves with a lap to go. Magnus ZETTERSTROM in second place. Doesn't look as if Chris Neath has got the necessary speed to catch him. In the 4th spot there, Daniel Davidsson trailing quite badly at the back and not looking comfortable on the track. Indeed, much like his team colleague there in the previous race, that being Krzysztof KASPRZAK. So, let's take stock of that situation. 2 races gone, another 4-2 to the Wolves, who now lead by 8 points to 4. 4 points their advantage after 2 races then, and this match is shaping up. Line up for race number 3 then, for the Pirates. We've got Matej FERJAN on grid 1. His form tonight will be perhaps pivotal for the Pirates, not the sort of shape of track that he ideally would like. He's on grid 1, next to him on 2. The rider replacement for the long-time injury, Daniel Nurmark, is Adam SKORNICKI. On 3, Antonio Lindback for the Pirates, and completing the lineup in the red helmet. Again, another rider who was most effective for the Wolves in that absolutely scintillating fixture here 7 days ago against Ipswich, and that's David Howe in the red helmet. That's how they line up for race 3. The Pirates 4 in arrears after 2 races. FERJAN gets a very, very good start from grid 1, and Lindback gets an equally good one from 3. So the 2 Pirates out in front, although SKORNICKI is already challenging on the inside. FERJAN on a wider line, and on the outside we've got a superb ride there by Antonio Lindback. Really gutsy performance there to hold off, in fact go round the challenge of the 2 Wolves, most notably Adam SKORNICKI. Matej FERJAN still out in front. Not his sort of track, one would have thought, but he's absolutely flying thanks to that superb gating power from grid 1. Can the Pirates possibly hold on to a 5-1 with a lap to go? Who would level it all off and be a really good statement of intent at this early stage against what looked to be a powerful Wolves duo? I must say that Matej FERJAN is absolutely flying, and Antonio Lindback is looking supremely confident. The last bend, can Antonio hold on? SKORNICKI's challenging, and he does indeed. The Pirates take a 5-1 to level the scores there. Matej FERJAN, the hero in green. Antonio Lindback doing the covering job there, riding very confidently indeed. Adam SKORNICKI making a late challenge, but to no avail, and disappointingly for the Wolves, it was David Howe at the back. It's all square, 9 to each side. That's much better for the Pirates after 3 races. It's heat 4, and one rider's misfortune, Ryan Sullivan. You saw him in the pits there, helping his teammates, but his injury sadly keeps him on the sidelines, but an able deputy and Aussie countryman Leigh ADAMS, a former Pirate in 2003. Will he be the lucky omen this year as we approach the playoffs? He's the Grade A guest rider taking the Sullivan. He goes in the white helmet from grid 3. The skipper Magnus ZETTERSTROM goes from grid 1. On grid 2 between them we've got Freddie LINDGREN, and what will Sam Ermolenko, the skipper for the Wolves, do? He's in the red helmet on grid 4. Had a bit of a nightmare 7 days ago. What will he do this time? Well, one thing's for certain, and that is that Magnus ZETTERSTROM gets a superb start for the Pirates, as does Leigh ADAMS, and the Pirates are once again out in front, would you believe it, with another 5-1, which would put them 4 ahead. So, out in the lead, we've got Leigh ADAMS and Magnus ZETTERSTROM. Freddie LINDGREN in 3rd, Sam Ermolenko right at the back in 4th, and the Pirates, with half the race gone, are going to go into a lead this time if they can hold on to this, because they're holding a 5-1 into turn 3 on lap 3. Sam Ermolenko's now got his sights set on Magnus ZETTERSTROM, but Magnus seems to be riding very confidently, and with a lap to go, the Pirates sensationally could start to take a match lead as they approach the final turn. Ermolenko, an inside challenge. Magnus seems to block that off, and yes indeed, out in front, Leigh ADAMS for the Pirates. Importantly, in second place, the skipper, Magnus ZETTERSTROM, Zorro himself. I'm not sure whether he'll expend the luxury of a dance here tonight, but certainly what he really wanted to see, and the travelling Pirates faithful wanted to see, was a superb start here. They've got that. That's another 5-1 to the Pirates. And would you believe, after 4 races, it's Wolverhampton 10 points, Pirates 14. On to Heat 5, and the pairing for the Wolves. David Howe in the red helmet goes from grid 1, and rider replacing Daniel Neermark is number 6 Chris Neath. For the Pirates on grid 2, Krzysztof KASPRZAK, and on grid 4, Bjarne PEDERSEN. Pirates lead by 14 points to 10. 4 races gone. Another crucial race. They're all crucial really, but in this early stage, as they're vying for the psychological advantage, it looked as if the Wolves were starting to creep ahead in that department in the first couple of races, but Pirates have certainly shut the door on that with 2 5-1s in the last 2 races. What can they do this time? And that's a good start from KASPRZAK from grid 2 there. Jumps out ahead of the 2 Wolves. Bjarne PEDERSEN gets a pretty good one from 4 and is blasting around the outside there as David Howe takes the inside line. And poor Krzysztof KASPRZAK made the gate, but unfortunately he got relegated back. But Bjarne PEDERSEN drives hard under David Howe there and takes the lead for the Pirates. Does he know? David Howe fights back. Great speedway out in front here. David Howe from Bjarne PEDERSEN. In third place, it's Chris Neath. It looked as if Bjarne PEDERSEN had driven under his Wolves opponent that time. Is he going to do a cutback this time? He does indeed. What a superb cutback by PEDERSEN at that time, and with a lap to go, the Pirates are back sharing this one. Krzysztof KASPRZAK is challenging strongly on Neath. David Howe got himself into all sorts of trouble on turn 3. Krzysztof KASPRZAK comes through to take third place ahead of Chris Neath on the final bend. The Pirates are going to take another heat win. They're moving to a 6-point advantage. Great ride from both Pirates, getting their points from the back. Bjarne PEDERSEN takes the race from David Howe. Krzysztof KASPRZAK not out of it there, and in the final lap comes through to third place ahead of Chris Neath. Would you believe it? The Pirates take a 4-2, now lead by 18 points to 12. The travelling Pirates fans can hardly believe it here at Monmore Green. They're having to pinch themselves as they line up for Heat 6. The scoreline then: 12 points to the Wolves, 18 to the Pirates. Still early days in the 30 heats that will comprise of this year's playoffs, but a very promising start with Mikael MAX now in the red helmet, trying this time to claw the Wolves back into contention here. They're looking at 6-point arrears. Mikael MAX in the red helmet on grid 4. His partner Adam SKORNICKI goes from grid 2, and between them for the Pirates we've got Daniel Davidsson, pointless in his first ride. He's in the yellow helmet, and on gate 1 pole position we've got Leigh ADAMS for the Pirates, who gets a great start from the inside there, and away it goes as Mikael MAX goes blundering around the outside and goes past ADAMS there. ADAMS on the inside, Max on the outside. Max for sure is going to be the trump card for the Wolves tonight, as indeed he has been for many seasons here. And with Daniel Davidsson at the back there, it's the Wolves' turn to take a heat win this time. Half the race gone. Mikael MAX from Leigh ADAMS. The Pirates won't mind this. They'll still have a 4-point lead. They certainly wouldn't want to get to the position where they led by as many as 8 points, although goodness me, are we even talking about that possibility? When we came here, we thought the Pirates might be the team in that position, but so far so good. They're still going to be 4 points ahead as Mikael MAX leads from Leigh ADAMS, Adam SKORNICKI and Daniel Davidsson. Daniel, it has to be said, probably the only Pirate that's really looking a bit out of sorts tonight, but the Wolves fans are loving that one. They've got their man out in front, and the scoreline with 6 races gone now. Wolves on 16 points, the Pirates still ahead, they're on 20. On to race 7, 5-1 heroes. Last time they were out, Matej FERJAN and Antonio Lindback. This time, Matej goes from grid 2, Antonio on the outside grid 4. and who knows what their opponents will do this time. They're having up and down evenings, literally. Sam Ermolenko, the Wolves skipper, goes from grid 1, and Chris Neath, the Wolves number 6 rider, goes in the blue helmet from grid 3. It's crucial at the start. What can Matej FERJAN do with Sam Ermolenko inside him? They're away, and this time they're neck and neck into the first turn, but Sam drives in there hard. Matej FERJAN is way out in no man's land, but holds on to third place as Antonio Lindback there on the inside, looking across, sees his team partner, decides perhaps a bit of team riding called for here with Chris Neath at the back. Pirates maybe looking to consolidate here as Sam Ermolenko is well away there into a groove that he's worn on this Monmore track for many seasons. So perhaps a share of the spoils this time is not a bad result, despite the 5-1 that this pairing got last time out. The Pirates will be more than happy with this, I'm sure, and with a lap to go, although we saw there Antonio Lindback exploring new parts of turn 4 that may be better advised not to. Nevertheless, he keeps his position as Sam Ermolenko is about to take the checkered flag, but all important for the Pirates in the minor places. Matej FERJAN, he gets a second, and bonus point king Antonio Lindback, unusually clad in red and white leathers here this evening, but nevertheless vital third place to share the race and makes the scoreline with 7 races gone. Pirates on 23, the Wolves on 19. So we're on to race 8, which features the respective numbers 2 and 7. Always a key race. On the inside gate for the Wolves, Freddie LINDGREN in the blue helmet, and in the yellow helmet alongside him in grid 2 for the Pirates, the skipper Magnus ZETTERSTROM. Grid 3 in the red helmet, SKORNICKI, and grid 4 in the green helmet, Krzysztof KASPRZAK. Well, on the evidence of racing that we've seen so far, this race could be anything from a 5-1 to either side, drawn 4-2, anything. You just can't read the form in this one, but the Pirates could conceivably concede a race here to the Wolves, because the Wolves have got the what seems to have been the fairly advantageous, because got a race with Mikael MAX, because it doesn't really matter, it seems to me tonight, what grid he goes off. Doesn't matter what grids, but one of the 3 I think are an advantage, and this time in fact it's Freddie LINDGREN from grid 1, but a good start from KASPRZAK on the outside. Can he capitalise that by going around the outside line? Magnus ZETTERSTROM covering the inside, KASPRZAK on the outside, and they are doing a bit of team riding, although coming up strong in the red helmet for the Wolves. We've got SKORNICKI, and in fact Krzysztof KASPRZAK is now left. No, he's not left on the outside, because he's still there, and I think Magnus ZETTERSTROM is looking for him, but unfortunately SKORNICKI is all over the inside line, and it's all very tight in the back there, as Magnus is desperately looking to team ride his young Polish team partner there. KASPRZAK gets a better run into turn 3 there, and with a lap to go now, KASPRZAK has just got his nose in front on the outside of Magnus. SKORNICKI still at the back, trying to gnaw away at Magnus, makes an inside challenge going into turn 3 there. Magnus just locks up a little bit, and coming up to the line there, it's a very close one, and the crowd there are really suggesting that perhaps, are they suggesting? No, Magnus's body language suggests that he got the 3rd place, and that's certainly what it looked like from our rather awkward turn 2 commentary position. No doubt about the winner though, that was Freddie LINDGREN, and it looked very much as if it was Krzysztof KASPRZAK in 2nd for the Pirates, Magnus ZETTERSTROM 3rd, and SKORNICKI 4th. So an all-important minor places under a drawn race for the Pirates to hold on to their 4-point advantage. Every race that passes without the Wolves going into a lead makes it that much easier in 7 days' time at Wimborne Road, but we shall have to see. Still plenty of races here to go here tonight at Monmore Green. On to race 9 now. First thing I have to tell you is that the referee has amazingly given 3rd place in Heat 8 not to Magnus ZETTERSTROM, as seemed to be the case, but to SKORNICKI. So the Pirates are now only 2 points in the lead, 23-25 their advantage. Race 9 here in red helmet, David Howe. In the blue helmet, rider replacement, Freddie LINDGREN. For the Pirates, it's Leigh ADAMS in the white, in the green helmet, and Daniel Davidsson in the yellow helmet. As away they go, and out in front there. We've got the... well, now we've got Leigh ADAMS. It looked as if Freddie LINDGREN was going to take that one, but Leigh ADAMS blasted between the two Wolves riders on the first spin there to take the lead. But with Daniel Davidsson trailing at the back, it looks like the Wolves are going to split this one, and it could be that the Pirates will maintain their 2-point advantage. But it would be another race gone halfway through this one, and oh dear, it looks very much to me as if the Wolves rider in red is in trouble, David Howe, and he's picked up again, but not before Daniel Davidsson has come through to take third place. So with a lap to go, the Pirates could take an unforeseen 4-2, but David Howe has still got a lap to make an impression on Daniel Davidsson, although it doesn't look as if he's going to do it, and the Pirates will take some reward and maybe compensation for that really strange refereeing decision in the previous race. Even on the Sky freeze frame on the line in the Sky studio there, it looked very much with the Pirates all gathering around having a post-race inquest, as if it was quite clear that Zorro had taken that third place, but the referee saw it differently, and that's all that matters, because we've got no precise inline camera here, so we couldn't tell definitively what the result was. It was very close there, but having led into that one by 23 points to 25, the Pirates now extend their lead. It's now the Wolves on 25, but the Pirates on 29, thanks to that 4-2 from Leigh ADAMS and Daniel Davidsson. So heat 10 now. Pirates hold a 4-point advantage. They're under threat this time from the unbeaten Mikael MAX. His partner on grid 1 in the blue helmet will be Adam SKORNICKI for the Pirates. Solid pairing of Matej FERJAN and Antonio Lindback. And it's Antonio on grid 2 who gets away pretty fast there. Matej FERJAN gets a bit of a shunt into the first bend. Lights come on immediately. We're into a restart. Heat 10 rerun, and nothing worse than a broken chain guard for Matej FERJAN as they line up once again with Adam SKORNICKI. Let me remind you on grid 1. On grid 2, Antonio Lindback, Mikael MAX, grid 3, and the victim of that first bend fall that time, Matej FERJAN in the green helmet. He's on grid 4 as up they go again, away they go once again. Antonio Lindback gets a good start there. Mikael MAX is chasing him. Matej FERJAN doing a bit of bend scraping there, but it's Lindback from Max. Lindback taking the outer line this time. He's stealing Mikael MAX's thunder, because that's the line that Mikael MAX likes to take. Matej FERJAN at the back there was Adam SKORNICKI in third place. Antonio Lindback is absolutely flying, really wide line out in the dirt. Mikael MAX is taking a fairly tight line, and if anything, he's just looking over his shoulder to see what's happening behind him, and it shows that with a lap to go, Matej FERJAN, although trailing in last place here, is making repeated efforts to challenge Adam SKORNICKI. Obvious that Mikael MAX is having problems with machinery, a bit of misfiring, but Antonio Lindback won't mind that whatsoever, because he takes the race. The Pirates maintain their advantage of 4 points thanks to that superb win there, all the way from grid 2. Mikael MAX beaten for the first time this evening. Not sure whether the machinery was quite 100%, but whether it was or not, we know how difficult it is to beat Max here. He was beaten, so it now moves the Wolves 28, the Pirates 32.
Well, Graham, I've got to agree with you, and we're actually queuing up to have a word with Antonio. Before we do so, Neil, 4 points, and I've got to say it's a precarious lead. Is it enough, and do you want the boys to extend it, because we don't want to see tacticals perhaps?
Yeah, no, that's something we've got to look at, isn't it, really? But yeah, 4 points is great. I mean, as I've said before, you know, if I go home with a 6-point loss, I'd be fairly happy. But at the moment, it's going great, and we've just really got to keep going. I've said to the boys, you know, let's get 3 alls. You get a position, protect that position, don't jeopardise that position if you can help it. So we've just got to keep doing that, and hopefully, I mean, the track's very, very slick, as you can see, obviously, with the weather we've been having. So there's not a lot they could do about that. And I mean, you know, that last ride from Antonio was just absolutely awesome. Mikael MAX pulling him every lap. I mean, Antonio wanted it so bad because he felt that he's not performed to his best this evening, but I mean, everybody's doing their bit, and that's the main thing.
The team spirit, I've got to say, in here is fantastic tonight, just as we perhaps would have expected, because the playoffs, it brings out the best in everyone.
That's right. I mean, we're working as a unit. I mean, that's what it's all about. You know, the boys, some of the boys get down. You know, Daniel's a little bit down, but you know, important point for him just now. I said, you know, race for 4 laps. If you get if you're last, don't let your head go down, and you know, just keep racing 4 laps, because things happen, and that's what happened, and that point could be very important.
Well, indeed, things do happen. We were absolutely astounded that the referee didn't award Magnus ZETTERSTROM the 3rd place, and I know you've watched it on the replay. We've watched it, and we can't believe it. What did the referee say?
Well, he said to me, watch it 4 times. I mean, you know, as you say, I felt like saying, you know, should have gone to Specsavers, but I think, yeah, I watched it straight away. I watched it on the monitor straight after the race, watched it, and went, oh, Zorro's got it, fill the programme, and everybody had thought that. Saw it again in the Sky studio there, and again, still think Zorro got it. But the referee, obviously, he's got a different monitor to us.
OK, well, we've got a bit to go now. Let's hope the guys can keep it going.
Yeah, that's what we've got to do. Just got to keep it tight now.
Thanks, Neil.
OK.
Well, a little bit of an interval, but after heat 10 there for the riders and everyone else here to catch their breath in this scintillating playoff first leg. 28-32 favouring the Pirates. In this one, they track Bjarne PEDERSEN in white, Krzysztof KASPRZAK in grid 1 in the yellow helmet. For the Wolves, it's their skipper Sam Ermolenko in grid 2 in the red helmet, and his partner, number 6, Chris NEATH, had a relatively quiet night with just 1 point from 3 starts. He goes from, in the blue helmet, from grid 4. So the Pirates on 1 and 3. They'll be looking to keep things nice and level there. No race reversals on the run-in. Neil Middleditch here, the tactical brain behind the Pirates this evening, but the whole management team's in the pits there. Back to see the tapes rise on heat 11 there, and away they go. Sam Ermolenko does seem to have got a good one from 2, but Krzysztof KASPRZAK is right there from the start, and Bjarne PEDERSEN slips through that little hole there between the riders coming out the first bend. KASPRZAK's on the outside of Ermolenko. Ermolenko shutting the door on him, goes off in search of PEDERSEN. KASPRZAK switching back to the inside, NEATH trailing at the back. KASPRZAK comes through the inside of Ermolenko, but Sam is around his outside. KASPRZAK now trying an outside line here and shut the door by Ermolenko. They're coming right across up the home straight, but no doubt about the leader out in front, looking comfortable. Bjarne PEDERSEN giving the Wolves a real riding lesson on their own track tonight and setting things up for 7 days' time down at Wimborne Road. Superb if you're a Pirate supporter, and there are many here. Not so good for this mammoth crowd here of Wolves supporters who have been silenced by this. Another example here of Pirates. Superb Speedway, that time after a bit of a slow start. Bjarne PEDERSEN came straight through to take the race there. Coming out the first bend, he never looked back. Krzysztof KASPRZAK, the vital 3rd place. Scoreline then, Pirates extend their lead. Wolves now on 30, the Pirates on 36. And we're into the first bend of heat 12 with Magnus ZETTERSTROM and Matej FERJAN. And for the Wolves in red, David Howe takes the lead for the first time this evening. Matej FERJAN is dangerously close to the fence there as Freddie LINDGREN comes challenging up the inside of Magnus ZETTERSTROM there, and looks very much as if the Wolves were on for a 5-1 at that moment, but Magnus ZETTERSTROM recovers very well, although LINDGREN is still all over him. David Howe in the lead here, but unfortunately for LINDGREN, he's taken a rather awkward tumble, fallen off into the air fence, trying desperately to get his bike off the track, but unfortunately the referees had to stop the race. This is disaster for the Wolves, good fortune for the Pirates, because they're going to see the exclusion of their rider here, Freddie LINDGREN. He high-sided it over the top there. You can see the frustration in his body language because he was holding 3rd place, challenging strongly on Magnus ZETTERSTROM, but unfortunately for him, the race is stopped, and I'm quite certain, in fact, I'm sure the blue light is going to be on, indicating that Freddie LINDGREN will be excluded. 3 riders only, and a chance for the Pirates. They've certainly got a share of the spoils, but could they possibly hope for more than that? We'll have to see. Well, the reason we are not seeing the riders lining up for Heat 12 restart is because the referee awarded the race, and it was a drawn race then. 3 to each side. David Howe won the heat, and Magnus ZETTERSTROM 2nd, Matej FERJAN 3rd. Freddie LINDGREN fell. Race stopped but not restarted, so scoreline now 33 to the Wolves, 39 to the Pirates. 6 ahead, 3 races to go. The big Heat 13 up next with Mikael MAX in red. He's had 2 wins and that 2nd place, well beaten by Antonio Lindback. and this time he has to face the might of Bjarne PEDERSEN and Leigh ADAMS. Bjarne on grid 2 alongside Max, and on grid 4 coming from the outside we've got Leigh ADAMS. For good measure, keeping company with the other riders, got Sam Ermolenko, the Wolves skipper, on grid 3. Up go the tapes, and Mikael MAX gets an absolute flyer, but the two Pirates there tucking into the minor position on the first bend as Adams goes wide, and Pedersen takes the inside line, shutting out the efforts from Ermolenko, and Adams there having a little look at the sort of line that Max is riding. I think the Pirates will probably be content to square this one off, but of course we've got Ermolenko at the back there having a good old try at Bjarne PEDERSEN. So Max out in front. It's Leigh ADAMS, number 4 in the world after Saturday's Grand Prix in Hamar. He's in second place, doing the business for the Pirates tonight. Bjarne PEDERSEN is under constant attack there from Sam Ermolenko, but has too much speed. Pirates tracking a pair of Grand Prix riders this time, and Ermolenko takes a very, very wide line to get some extra speed at Pedersen, makes an inside challenge. Bjarne says, I'm having none of that. Round the final bend to the checkered flag. The Pirates indeed square it all off. Oh dear, there's another close call on the line, because there was a big shout from the Wolves fans. Could we have another controversial refereeing decision? We've already seen in Neil Middleditch's and the rest of the Pirates' opinion, the Pirates haven't been robbed of an earlier place, and we'll just have to wait and see whether that was a 3-all or in fact whether Sam Ermolenko did get the third. We'll have to wait and see, wait for the referee's announcement, but it was a close finish, that's absolutely for certain. Pirates 6 up with 2 to go then, and in Heat 14 multiple changes for the Wolves with David Howe in red, and Freddie LINDGREN comes in to take the place of Chris NEATH in the blue helmet. Their last chance saloon here to square this match off. They must have a 5-1 to give themselves any sort of chance coming into the last race, and for the Pirates this time it's the pairing of Antonio Lindback and the skipper Magnus ZETTERSTROM, and it's Antonio in the green helmet on the grid 1 in his alternative riding leathers, red in colour, don't quite know where they came from, and Magnus goes from grid 3. We've got Freddie LINDGREN on grid 2, and we've got David Howe on grid 4. Good start that was from Antonio Lindback, way out the gate there, and he's got the Wolves buzzing around him. He's got LINDGREN on the inside. We've got Magnus ZETTERSTROM there, has just come through to take third place at the expense of David Howe, and at this stage the Pirates going into the final race could have as much as an 8-point advantage, though David Howe is challenging strongly on Magnus, and with half the race gone he comes through indeed to take Magnus ZETTERSTROM, and Magnus back at the back there, but nevertheless the Pirates are still 6 up with this 3-all in prospect. David Howe and Freddie LINDGREN doing a spot of team riding, way out in front though, as he was in his previous race against Mikael MAX. We've got Antonio Lindback, and if he can just keep it under control for this final bend, the Pirates are going to go into the nominated race with a certain lead. They can't be caught here tonight. It is over 2 legs. We've got another 15 races to go after tonight's nominated heat, but nevertheless, that's a great ride from Antonio Lindback, and it makes the score with the race to go 39 to the Wolves, 45 to the Pirates. Pirates holding a 6-point advantage going into heat 15, the nominated riders race. We've got Antonio Lindback in the green helmet on the inside. Pirates have 1 and 3. Mikael MAX in red goes from grid 2. Leigh ADAMS, what a very professional performance from our former Pirate and guest for the evening. Leigh ADAMS going from grid 3, and Sutton Sam Ermolenko, the Wolves skipper, had a bit of an up and down evening, as has the rest of his teammates, apart from perhaps Mikael MAX, and Sam goes from grid 4 then. Away they go, and it looks like a good ride from Mikael MAX from the tapes there, and he gets out, although what a back straight from the two Pirates there, and once again Max comes back. My goodness me, that was a harum-scarum sort of a back straight with taking my breath there, because it's Antonio Lindback who's out in the dirt with Michael MAX in second place. Leigh ADAMS looked as if he'd come through to join Lindback on the inside, but Michael MAX got the better of him, and now the race has settled into Antonio Lindback right out in the dirt, the line that you're accustomed to seeing Michael MAX taking here, and it looks as if for the second time tonight Antonio Lindback is going to lower the colours of the home favourite Hero, who has been so often the hero for the Wolves, but not tonight, because Antonio Lindback has taken the checkered flag of Heat 15 for the POOLE Pirates. Michael MAX finished in second. Third for the Pirates was Leigh ADAMS. Sutton Sam right at the back there, and as the celebratory fireworks head into the sky, it's celebration by the Pirates fans, because they, in their considerable numbers, give their two Pirates in Heat 15 the applause they deserve, as with the rest of the team here tonight, because the first leg of this playoff surely tees up a championship-taking performance in 7 days' time at Wimborne Road, because it's Wolverhampton 41 points, POOLE Pirates 49, an unbelievable 8-point advantage. You would not have written a script for this before the start of racing this evening, but that's Speedway. The Pirates had the bit between their teeth. They've taken an 8-point advantage back to Wimborne Road in 7 days' time, and surely only a disaster could get in the way of a double championship performance. Champions in 2003 and surely again in 2004.
Well, thanks, Graham, and I've got to say, Antonio, we had to queue up for you at the interval, but now we've got you to ourselves. Fantastic evening for you, and twice beating Michael MAX here at Monmore Green.
Yeah, that was a really good day for me. I tried some new engines today, and they work really good, and have new people around me today, and I think that was a really big reason why it was going better for me today, but I had a good day, and I'm happy for that.
You really seem to have got Michael MAX worked out. You've got his line, really. He had nowhere to go because you were where he wanted to be.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I like to turn really hard on the tracks, and it was a good day to do that today, and there was a little dirt on the inside there in the first corner, so it was just to be there.
Yeah, great job, and the Pirates tonight, they must be sitting pretty proud of what they've done.
Yeah, we did a really good job all over everybody, so I think we should be really pleased.
Yeah, I know it's only halfway through, but done a great job tonight. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Matt, as I just said to Antonio, it's only halfway through, but you've got to be proud of what they've done tonight.
Yeah, that was an awesome performance, wasn't it? Yeah, hopefully I can get some sleep tonight. You know, for the last couple of weeks, you're building up to this. It's like 10 months of work, and it comes down to 4 hours, 2 hours here, 2 hours at pool. But we've done a lot of the work. We know that, it's not over and done with. You never see everybody jumping up and down. We didn't do it last year. We won't do it this year. We realise that, we've got them coming back to our place. They'll be fired up still, but maybe, we might have knocked them a little. So I'm over the moon. That was a great performance. Leigh did great for us. Anton, what can you say about him? Just tremendous. So that's a long reply to one question.
No, that'll do for me, and I can see you're still excited. So well done, and let's see the job through now in 7 days' time.
Absolutely, let's hope so. Thanks.
Great, Matt. Thanks. Well, the Pirates couldn't have hoped for a better start to their campaign in this playoff championship over 2 legs. The first leg then with an 8-point victory. They really couldn't have asked for a better performance from the lads. They dug deep, the cream has risen to the top, and despite the fact that the Wolves really thought that they were game to try and push the Pirates, they haven't been able to here at Monmore Green. We'll now wait 7 days to see what happens when they return to Wimborne Road. Stay with us as we return to Wimborne Road next.